Hello guys, my name is Tosin and welcome to part 2. I'm going to show you how to display the JSON array in a list view. So instead of making a string and then iterating through JSON array and making a big string and then setting that as a text to text view, it's not always preferred means of displaying. List view is always preferred, so I'm going to show you how to do it. What we need to require in order to do that is what we're going to do is we'll first we'll drag a list view in our main layout, and then we'll make a custom layout for the list view. So custom layout for the cell, how each cell is going to look, and then we'll create a custom list view adapter class for list view, which will just iterate through JSON array and then show the data. Okay, so we'll start by going to the layout file and delete this list view, and we'll drag the list view into it. Okay, and I'm going to name this layout list view as get all customer list view, and our main activity file, I don't need this text view anymore, so I'm going to delete it. Don't need this at all, don't need this class at all, and no. Okay, so I'll initialize it here, call it the same name, so and connect this variable with the actual view. Okay, now we will make a custom layout for our cell, and I'll call it get all customer list view. Cell. I'll call this cell because it's a layout for a cell, not for the whole list. I've already made it. So I'm going to post the code. So what this layout cell has, we have two text view, one for displaying the first and last name, one for displaying the age, and then we have an image view which will display the image depending on the mobile the customer has. If you see in our data set, I have iPhone, Android and Nokia as only 3 types of phones which my customer has, and I've added the two icons. Like for the Android, I will use the main IC launcher icon, and for iPhone I will use this iPhone.jpg and Nokia. Like this is at the end of tutorial, this is what we're going to achieve. For iPhone this image, and for Android this image, and for Nokia this image. And now I made the custom layout file. Now we have to make a custom layout custom list view adapter. There's another Java class. I'll call it get all customer list view adapter. Okay, and it extends base adapter class, and of course we need some methods to implement for this class, and those are these 4 methods. Okay, and we need to have a constructor for this class, and it should be public, isn't it? Okay, so in order this custom list view adapter to work, what we need first of all JSON array, which is the array we will get from the server, and I'll call it as a data array because it's contains data. I also need a variable instance of activity for my layout inflator. I'll call it as activity, and then I need a layout inflator here. I'll call it layout inflator, and I'll initialize it to null. And in our constructor class, I need it, like I need this main activity to pass me the data array. I'll call it as JSON array, and also the activity where this list view is shown, and I'll call it activity A. And in constructor, because I'm gonna just dot data array is equal to JSON array, and this dot activity is equal to A, and then inflator is equal to, I'll ask the activity class to give me this service. So this dot activity dot get system service, and this is context dot layout inflator service. Okay, so those of you, I hope you already know how list view works, but if you don't know, you'll get an idea of how it works if you follow this code. So for the people who want to see what the layout looks like, if you're using the same way I'm using, please pause here and copy all. Okay. Now I will implement these methods. So for a count means the area length will be this dot data array dot length. For item, I'll just pass position back, and also here I'll return the position. And here I'll return the convert view. Now I need to here first set up the convert view. If it's null, okay, so if convert view is equal to null, here I'll do all the setup, else I'll do something else. Like I always do this way. So for this layout file, layout, I'll make another view holder and I'll call it as a list cell, and you'll see how it will work. And then okay, I'll make another class, then I will call it list cell. Okay, and it will have two text view. Okay, okay, two text view and one image view. I'll call this as a full name. Second one as age, and third is image view, and I'll call it as mobile. In here, wait, I'll initialize it. Now I hope you know how the list view, if the convert view is null, it will create another convert view. If it's not null, then it will use the existing. It will reuse the cell and will just change the data here. Change the data of the cell here. Okay. So if the convert view is not null, then cell will be equal to convert dot get tag. Okay, I'll post you a link of this awesome reply. It will tell you how the set tag and get tag of a view object will work. I really recommend to read this one. I'll post a link with this tutorial and you can understand how this thing are working. Need to cost it. Okay. I've already posted the code here. I'll iterate through it. No, I'm not posting it. Okay. So if the convert view is null, then I'm going to initialize it. Inflator dot inflate. It's us for the layout file. And the parent one is null. Okay, I don't have any root to it. I don't want to pass the root to it. And then I'll initialize the cell here, which is view holder we normally call it. And then I'll set up these text views so they point to the correct one. Customer full name. Oh no, it's H. H. And this one is image view. I should have posted this, to save some time. Okay, once this is done, I will set the tag so I can reuse it. Now we have set up the view, and now we want to change the data according to the JSON array. So I'll get the JSON object here first from the data array and using this position. So I'll say JSON object, JSON object. I already have that here. Not this one. So I'll say this dot data array, which is a JSON array, dot get JSON object for the position, which is the position of the view. And like I said in the last tutorial, I need to put that in a try catch because it's showing the error. I mean, it throws exception if something happens, when something is wrong. And that type of exception, it throws a JSON exception which we need to catch. Now once we got those JSON objects, then I'll set up the view in the same way. Okay, I'm just going to copy paste here, which is what it's actually doing is for this full name text view, it's getting the first name and the last name from the JSON object and putting them in one string. And then it's getting age from the JSON object and setting a text to the age, and then it's getting the image, it's mobile of the text, which is either it will be iPhone, Android, Nokia, and I'm checking if it's equal to string iPhone, then show this image. If it's Android, then show this image. If this, then show this image. I think Now in here what we need to do is, once this is done in the background thread and we got the JSON array, I'll set up another method. We'll say set list adapter and I'll pass JSON array to it. And here I'll show you the method. Okay. Copy, paste, and it takes JSON array. So here I'm saying I'm setting for my list view, set the adapter, which is initializing this adapter, new get all custom list adapter. And what this adapter needs, it needs a JSON array and it needs activity, which in case is this. Okay, and this is all what we need to do. And now we're gonna run it. So to recap, I put the main layout in main layout. I put the text list view, then I connected it with here, and then I made a new. Then I made this custom layout for our list view, and at the last I made this custom list view adapter. Okay, so if I open my, there you go. And the next tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the listener to this list. So once it's clicked, it will go to another activity. It will show all these details again, and then in there, what we're going to do, we can update either name, age of the customer. So that will let me show you how to send parameters or parameters from your Android app to the PHP scripts, and how to update, insert, or even delete the entries in a SQL database. Okay, thanks for now.